My name is William Sodoabong Dennis. I work with the Beyond Infinity Initiative as the director.
I am Oka Wabara and I am the programs lead for the Beyond Infinity Initiative.
My name is Osa Ochinke.
My name is Golden Henshaw Okon.
I'm Dino Bright.
My name is Alali Barile Francis.
My work is focused around decolonization. I'm very particular about indigenous knowledge, very particular about research, storytelling, nature, arts, paintings, and good food. Yeah.
My journey with trauma has been one that whenever it happens, I try to reflect on the situation, not to blame myself or blame the other person, but I try to see how differently it could have played out and how differently it would play out if a similar situation comes in. And that's where my own healing starts from.
I lost my younger brother in 2022. He died in a church because my daddy's pastor said it's something spiritual, so they shouldn't take him to the hospital. So after that period, I felt this disconnection from God and I almost attempted suicide.
When I lost my dad, a lot of things changed for me. I think it's moved in phases. There were times where, obviously, I was going through grief. Prior to that experience, I was very scared of a lot of things.
I've had a sad life. My parents separated. I hated my mom. I hated my dad. And I hated the world for being so harsh and cruel.
Healing could take any form, could include having conversations, processing my emotions, taking long walks, talking about it, or just ignoring it.
I think healing is a gradual process.
Healing came with growth. It came with me growing up and realizing that they had their own lives to live and that they were probably best apart. It was healthier for them.
Trauma actually built me.
My healing came in the form of acceptance and reason.
To me, I would say we are louder than freedom. So I think true freedom is when openness translates to empathy, acceptance, and change.
I think our generation is actually loud.
I think it's a mix of both. Again, with the emergence of technology, it gives our generation the upper hand against other generations that are big before us. The avenue to express freely, live free, live loudly, and all of those things.
It's a mixture of both. We're in a time where people say things, people are bold to say things, and then later think about the repercussion. You get me? We don't think about the aftermath of what we are going to say. But all we know is that we are going to say or do that thing.
I feel like we just have more platforms to express ourselves. We have more places where we can just shout and scream. But I don't think we are really free. We are not really. No, we're not at the place where we can say we are free. We're still really under a lot of control.
If we are louder, yes, we are actually. Where are we actually shouting? Because it makes me think about the platforms that we have and whether it's having the desired effect we hope it will have. So we're not just thinking about, oh, let me just tweet about it, let me post, let me make a video about it. Is that platform visible for the thing and for what we want to achieve?
I think we are free actually. There's so much diversity, so much acceptance, so much evolution in the way that the world works that I think people are allowed, or people have the grace, are given the grace to actually express themselves more freely. So yeah, I think we are louder and freer, but I think I would go with freer more.
Are we really freer, especially in a context, in a setting like Nigeria, where there are a lot of, in fact, social and traditional structures are more powerful than even legislations. We are bothered about what our family is saying. We are bothered about what our friends think about us. We derive validation from some social standards. You see young persons, they'll buy certain devices, they buy certain things, and it's not because they necessarily need them. They're buying them because it's just a social status.
More than being freer, we are now louder, and also there's an element of freedom in it, because if we are not free enough, we can't be as loud as we are.
I think we are both freer and louder depending on the persons that you encounter. I am not a very loud person, but I want to be very free.
Secrecy is a form of self-protection. I will always stand by that. And, you see, I don't even think I never reason.
I think and I know that yes, secrecy is not, might be informed by shame, but it is more to protect what persons can destroy and what persons can spoil. But then it is also safe to have a number of persons who I can speak to, talk with about certain things, certain decisions I want to take, and then I, at least in those committee, I could find safety.
Any day, anytime, I would take secrecy as a form of self-protection, especially in the present time we live in. You get, I don't want to be in a situation where my personal business is being used as a weapon against me in subsequent times. So any day, anytime, unapologetically, I'm going to use secrecy as self-protection.
I also think it's a little of both. So the shame comes from the fear of rejection, the fear of judgment, of being seen less, and where for self-protection, I think is basically make intentional.
I think it's also possible that self-protection might be you protecting yourself from the shame that would result when you're being exposed. You understand? Like maybe let's say I masturbate in my room. I make sure to lock the door so that no family members badges in. Okay, so that's a form of self-protection, the secrecy. But it's also trying to prevent shame.
Being vulnerable with persons or exuding vulnerability at the time come with own hiccups, right? Sometimes when you exude vulnerability with friends, foes, and family, you still go back into your shell and ask yourself, did I work out? Was it worth it? And then some persons might actually use your vulnerability as a tool to shame you.
If they don't find out, they cannot shame me.
Yes, it's selfish.
No.
Yeah, surely, no. Yes, and outright no. Because, again, we need to acknowledge that a lot of our families were founded on principles and structures that cannot thrive today.
It is subjective. However, it's always very important to put yourself first. As a human being, I'm not going to shy away from the fact that I'm a very selfish person.
It's a selfishness that is necessary, not something that is hurting someone else.
It's not selfish in a negative way. It's selfish because you're being protective and you're prioritizing your own health, your own mental health and comfort, I think. So, yeah.
I noticed that there are families that stifle growth, stifle innovation. Oh, all of us in this family have been lawyers, you must be a lawyer. Oh, we've all been medical doctors, you must follow that path. That's in terms of career. We even have things that in terms of study path, who you marry, what you marry. We are consistently plagued by the fact that families must decide, and some of those decisions are antithetical to ourselves. They don't consider modern reality. They don't consider my agency as a person. What do I like? What do I prefer? What do I want for myself? What is even essential to my own growth? They don't consider those things. They just want to, it is what we want, and so you will go with it. And then you're now having a lot of persons who are now termed rebels, and in fact, they are now that just packed into the Gen Z people. But these are persons who know what they want and are choosing to go for it. So yes, anytime, anywhere, family acceptance, no. Personal happiness, yes.
Well, I think that the way African culture is already designed, it designs sex to be sinful.
We humans have a way of gravitating towards those things that we are told to stay off. So the moment you criminalize something or you demonize something, we just find ourselves curious. Why is it demonized? Why is it criminalized? I'm not saying that we should now make it a free for all fight, but there is a need to intentionally talk about sex, teach sex, and ensure that people are aware of it.
Before now, topics centered around sex were not really out there. You get? I feel like now we have a lot of people in this social media time. We have a lot of people talking about sex, even though they have different approach to it. But people are freer now.
I experienced was before, how easy it is. So when my dick started launching, I was scared. I was scared, and my younger said, they gave me a nickname. Already, I was still scared. I thought something was wrong with me. I told my mom. My mom didn't have the knowledge about puberty. She knew about the female part, but she had no idea about the male parts. Unless people that were older. So if those were evil, they were taking advantage of the fact that I had no knowledge about sex and use it against me and possibly abuse me.
Sometimes it's funny how people that are comfortable to talk about this sexual stuff are termed irresponsible because of culture and religion.
It's working against us terribly well. Okay, I remember sometime years ago when I and my friend were coming back from school in a bus. He's a crazy person. So we'll be having a lot of hush, taboo conversations in the bus, and people would turn around to stare. We did not care because we were taboo people. I guess. I like the freedom that comes with just breaking through all of those barriers. Like I feel there's so much that we do not know because we were not allowed to know.
It's good that we talk about sex, but there is sex beyond condoms and there is sex beyond safety. Have a safe sex. There is also the part of sex education that has to do with understanding the body and areas that can make sex a more pleasurable experience. I can't comment freely because I'm not married, and of course I still belong to a denomination, but I want to make it clear that there is more to sex beyond just condoms and safety and what we know as sex education. There is a need to teach more evolving practices. Oh God. I think I'll stop there for now.